Welcome to the Lead Pedal Podcast with your host, Bruce Outridge, where he talks all things trucking. Now let's get rolling.
Whoa, what's going on today, everybody? Hey, we're going to be talking with the Shermanator today. Woo-hoo! You know the Shermanator, Erin Sherman. That's right, she's with Bison Transport. She's a recruiter out of Mississauga, Ontario, and we've been talking with her for years. We love Erin. Anyway, had a chance to go over and talk with her in her office about some of the changes. Recruiting has changed in 2025, especially with... Okay, where do I even start? You can add tariffs, you can add training, you can add non-domiciled drivers, you can add whatever you want. Just keep adding. That's all we do. Anyway, that's changing the way a lot of companies work for both small and large carriers. And we're going to be talking with Erin today about how they're looking for drivers now, because they're one of the safest fleets in North America. But they also used to take a lot of people on as far as newer drivers. And has that changed? I think so. We're going to be talking with Erin about safety. We're going to be talking to Erin about how she's recruiting and what type of drivers they're looking for. If you are a new driver in the industry or somebody with a couple years experience and looking for a long career, you better pay attention. You might even want to bring out a notebook. Anyway, hey, you know what? While we're talking about Bison, let me tell you about their Right to Decide program. This is a program that is so cool because you know what? It allows the drivers to shut down. Now, a lot of companies say that, but they don't always mean it. Because when you call in to shut down, they say, well, you know, we really need you to get it there. Not at Bison. They say, you know what can we do to help? Let us know when you're going. Are you in a safe spot? Those are the three questions that you want everybody to know. And I can tell you, I've talked to their drivers about this program, and their drivers are believing this as well. And they understand, and they use it. Maybe that's why most of them are making their safety program goals throughout the year, because they have control of how they run. We're going to be find out more about them at bisondriving.com, and we're going to be talking to the Shermanator about how some of that works as well. All right, let's get on to this episode. I know you're going to love it, and stay tuned because we're going to be talking to the Shermanator. All right, Erin and I are here. I'm here with Erin Sherman. We're at the Bison Terminal in Mississauga. How are we doing today, Erin?
I'm doing wonderful now that you're here.
Good to see. Good to see.
Too long.
I love the glasses too. They're very nice. They're very nice. Is that Bison regulation? Their brand. Is that?
No.
No.
T-Move.
Oh, I thought maybe Bison had you going. We're branding right through into the office. That's the way we're doing.
That's what I'm wearing. I have different color glasses.
How have you been? How have you been doing?
Good. I mean, it's been tough this past, I would say, year.
Yeah. For everybody. For everybody.
Yeah, for absolutely everybody. And so everybody's had to pivot and learn. But one of the things I think that's been positive out of all of that is like processes have really been tightened.
Yeah.
We've been able to see where, that doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know, so streamlining more things.
Yep.
So we're running more and more efficient.
I think everybody's doing. I know we're doing that in our own in our own business, and I'm sure everybody else is too.
Yeah,
you know?
but I
kind of have to
notice it. Like I so notice it here. Like, you know, for a while, because nobody really knew what was going on. Freight pretty much almost dropped right off for everyone.
Yeah.
And so you panic with drivers. But the one thing that I like about what we do here is we're honest with everybody. Yeah. So there's nothing being hidden. Right. Drivers are in the know. They know what's going on. Yep. You know, I join the meeting every morning with dispatch and ops, and listening to how the entire team, which is supporting this driver in the truck, is committed to getting that driver miles. Right. Right. So right off the bat, from the minute that I'm even talking to an applicant, you know, I'm letting them know, okay, this is a position you've applied for. Right. But for if any reason, you know, this particular week, let's say the customer cancels, we're going to get you your miles.
Right.
So you just have to be open to that.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, it says, in all of our postings that, you could be anywhere within Canada as well.
Yeah.
This is a cross-border position, but if there isn't anything available at time cross-border, we're going to get you miles elsewhere.
Right.
So, we've kept our drivers driving.
Yeah.
And happy. And that's the main thing.
Yeah.
So really seeing how this whole team, dispatch, fleet managers, ops, safety, recruitment, driver services, we are all there for that one driver in a truck. So that driver actually has a huge team underneath them.
Yeah.
And to know they're not alone when they're out of the road. Because that's the worst thing. If some situation comes up, and I hear all the time from applicants, one of the reasons why they want to leave where they are is they can't get any communication.
Right.
They'll have something happen at 2 a.m. and they have to wait. We're here. We're 24/7.
There's somebody there.
There's 4 different ways you can reach us. Not just by phone. You can chat, satellite message, email, all different ways, and text, all different ways that you can get us. So you're not sitting in that truck for hours wondering what the heck you're doing.
You've been doing this for a long time. We've been working together for years. And I think I don't know if it's changed. You just mentioned applications, and I know you were taking a lot of, maybe not new people, but within 6 months to 2 years. And I think that switched probably a year or so ago. I know you guys said 2 years, and you were saying now you're being even more selective. You're really like watching what people do. So what type of driver are you looking for today now that we're in this? I don't even know what we call this. I used to call it the pandemic. I don't know what it's called now. The tariff network, whatever it is. In today's world, what are we looking for? Because freight is slower. So what kind of driver are you looking for?
To me, it's important to have a driver that has integrity.
Yep.
And is the same values that we have here.
Yep.
If you are applying, but you're giving me demands on what you want.
Right.
We don't work for you.
Right.
You're working at Bison.
Right.
So you have to be matching our values. So I really watch for that. I don't judge if they work for, say, 5 places in 2 years.
Yeah.
If it's because they didn't get paid or, their company, the equipment kept breaking down. Yeah. That's fine. Those are explainable. Yeah. But if you're just darting around every few months, moving because better opportunity, I don't know if you would be the right fit here because we want you here for a long time. Yeah. And we have drivers that are here 5,
million
10,
milers.
15, 20, 25 years, a lot of million milers, 2 million milers. Yeah. That should tell the applicant who's maybe on the fence about Bison, come to Bison because you're not doing those miles or being there those many years if you're not happy and being treated well. Right. And, I always tell applicants, our drivers are number 1 in our company. Yeah. The drivers are here, we're down here.
And that's the opposite in a lot of companies that I've heard of in the past, right?
Here it's open. You can walk right up to your fleet manager, walk right up to dispatch. If you have a question that they're not able to answer, then you go in and talk to ops. Right, yeah. The manager, and it's open door. Yeah. Unless the door's shut.
But the door's shut for a meeting, not forever. Not forever.
But, we jump on things. So if we happen to hear the same kind of issue 2 or 3 times, okay, wait a minute, what's going on? What do we need to change so this doesn't happen? With respect to border crossings, I have only heard of one issue with a driver crossing into the U.S., questioned at the border, but he was a Canadian citizen with a Canadian passport. Right. So listening to the issues he had, I'm really confident, like 100% confident, that we have been meeting the requirements. So we haven't had drivers turned away and sent back. All the stipulations that the U.S. put in place. We're not having challenges with that.
Okay, good to know.
Which is good. So, right off the bat, I mean, it's I don't want to say a slippery slope, but kind of. Communication is key. Yeah. So you're in a noisy truck. Yeah. If you aren't understanding what you're being directions or then that can cause huge issues. So communication is number one for us, which lines up with all the safety awards that we won every year. Right? Like it's there's so many different touches to you to make sure that we're doing the best for you when you're on the road and you're not going to get hassled. And then on the other side, that we are onboarding drivers as per the requirements.
So once someone comes on, how do you kind of make sure that they're happy and you're happy? And
so
is there a process for that?
So you know how we do the advisory board meetings a couple times a year. So drivers are invited to that, and they can bring up any issues that they may have, or questions, or suggestions for something to apply. So from one of those meetings, what we took away was we now do a 2-week check-in. So let's say any drivers that were in orientation 2 weeks ago, checking in with them this week. How's your first couple of weeks gone? And then another check-in at 30 days. And then another check-in at 60 days. That's from the recruitment side. If any issues are brought up, it's not just, okay, thanks for your feedback. If there are any issues that are brought up, then those are shared with fleet manager and with ops. Or safety, or the shop, whatever the issue might be, so that they can try and correct that. And so when that happens, that is another thing for those drivers to feel, oh yeah, they got my back. Because I was having this issue, and I said it when I got a check-in call, and I've already been contacted about what it was, and it's now been resolved. So we do keep in touch with them. You know me, I'm a people person. So I always tell everybody, like, when you're in the terminal, you better come say hi. And another big thing, it's relationships. So when you're building those kinds of relationships, and the trust is there because the actions matched the words, then they're another tool for us to get in more good talent, because they're going to tell their friends, hey, I know that we're all these, I heard this or I heard that, but I've been there for like 3 months now, and it's been wonderful. So contact Erin.
Does anybody ever leave Bison? I only know of the ones who are retiring out. I don't know of anybody that. Do you have drivers leave after they start? Maybe it's not for them, or
you have. And you know what? They're, like, as I said, I try not to leave any stone unturned going through the process. So there are ones that sneak through and are really good actors. And then once they get on this side of things, all of a sudden they're like, well, no, I'm only going to do this, and I'm only going to do that, and I'm only going to be out 2 days at a time. Well, that's not what you applied for. Along the way, I'm verifying this is the position you want. This is the one that you want to do, and this fits with your lifestyle. So ones that do leave are those ones. So they have in their head that we work for them. And because we're not giving them what they want, which is not what they onboarded for. It just doesn't work like that. Like it's transportation. It's freight.
It's all over the place.
Where's the freight going? And we do try. We have the obviously we have the right to decide, which we talked about a lot. But you can put a home note in. Like if you have 2 weeks from now, Wednesday, you have to be back by 1 because you have a 4 o'clock specialist appointment. You put your home note in. The planners see that, make sure you're planned back, so you're back to attend that appointment.
That's good, because I've never had that in all of my life. I've always been moving, and I actually left a company because I kept moving my specialist appointment. I figure I'm going to be dead if I don't actually get to it. And that's
because those things are they're important to us because it's your health. Like, the right to decide. We've talked about it in depth, so I'm not going to talk about it in depth. But it does assist drivers. Like, everybody has a really bad day. You could start out on your run and you just realize, I just need 30 minutes to clear my head. All you need to do is let us know. I've pulled off safely. I'm taking 30 minutes. I'll let you know 30 minutes, I'm back on the road. And because that's very important. For for the drivers, as I said, you were a driver, you're alone in the truck.
Yes.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But to know you can come talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And help you with an issue.
Right.
Like I always tell drivers that I booked into pre-onboarding, so that's once the employment verifications are done, and they're coming in to do their road evaluation.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's a brand new driver or a driver with 12 years experience. Yeah. They walk in the door and are nervous. So right off the bat, I'm like, when I'm giving them the information, you're with George. Yeah. The second you meet George, he's going to put your mind at ease because he's open, he's friendly, he's so knowledgeable, and he's not here to cut you down. Right. He's here to assist you. Like if you didn't make the correct, didn't slow down, take the right turn, you hit a curb, like they're going to talk about that. Right. So right off the bat, you're supported from day one. Right. And that's important. And I think because we do go through this process the way we do, we're generating really strong drivers. Yeah. We have drivers of the month from each region. Yeah. So the driver for the East this month, which his name is totally just escaped my head now that I'm saying it.
It's always a way.
I onboarded him. Yeah. He was one of my hires. So when I see one of my hires getting employee of the month, that's nice. It's a nice feeling. Yeah. Or when they reach out to me out of the blue and say, I have a friend who's got this experience. What can you do for him? Yeah. And even if I say to them, oh, you know what, like pretty much all our positions now, you have to be eligible to get a fast card. Yeah. So eligibility is Canadian citizen, Canadian passport, right, or on PR status. Okay. So if
what's the PR status?
Permanent resident.
Okay, so you're basically applying for citizenship, basically.
Yeah. So that's basically they go from work permit to PR. Yeah. And then from PR, they can then apply for Canadian citizenship. Okay. So with PR, they have the B1, B2 visa. Okay. To cross the border. Right. So that's not any of this visa stuff we've been talking about or hearing about in the news of the issues of like temporary visas and all of that stuff, right? Is that? No, because I think those visas are for that I've been hearing a lot about on the news.
Like student visas, they're driving on a student. I didn't know you could even get a license on a student visa, but apparently you can.
Yeah, like in my, my
and that may be U.S. more than
my old world. With being work permit. You're limited to a lot of different things, right? So, and if you're a student, you can only work like 20 hours a week. Right, yeah. So there's a lot of stipulations. So that I think has been the issue, are those visas. Right. But if you're PR status, and you have your B1, B2 visa, right, along with your passport, for whatever country, then you're able to cross the border. Okay. And you can apply for a fast card.
Okay, so that takes out that whole immigration question, which has been hot in the news lately, of course. So that anybody that's driving for you is not, somebody that you just took off the street and they've been checked out there, their residents, all of that kind of stuff, right?
I've had drivers, say to me after like 2 days, this process is taking too long. Yeah. Right off the bat, there's a red flag. Yeah. But then I explain, well, we are very thorough, and it's for your protection as well as ours. Right. Like if we didn't verify things, like I'm going to say Highway 17. Yeah. If we didn't verify your Highway 17 experience, and you just said you had it, and you're running up Highway 17, you have no idea what it's like. Yeah. We failed you. Yeah. So
that's good to hear. That's good to hear because you and I are both, in the media, following the media and stuff, and there's a lot of stuff getting out, and everybody's getting grouped together, and they're not the same group. Yep. And one of the things, you guys have always had a great safety record. You've been award-winning. Yep.
It's coming up to that time of year. Yeah. I think we'll find out. I don't know if it's later this month. If it's, I think this would be maybe 14 years in a row for the safest North American fleet. Yeah. So let's talk how you protect that through when you're looking at training. How do you, and you guys don't do training, but when you're bringing somebody on who has said they've had training or says they have the license, what do you look for? Like what kind of
things are you looking for? Are you looking at certain schools? Are you looking at certain years of experience? Are you looking for certain areas of experience? Like,
for right now, as I said, we've been pivoting as you know, things have been going on. So it's minimum 18 months of AZ experience.
Okay.
Minimum 6 months cross-border, minimum 6 months Highway 17.
Right.
Because Bison does travel Highway 17 frequently.
Yeah.
But we can offer the training if you don't have the US and if you don't have the that's Highway 17.
Right.
You know, that's 18 months. It needs to be there.
So 18 months is general, but if I've just been running 18 months of the city of Toronto, let's say I worked for a company that I was a city driver, now I've decided I'm going to go on the highway, you're not just going to throw me in going, okay, you've got 18 months, but you don't have 18 months of some of those areas you just talked about.
So, right? You know, if you, like if you've only driven in Canada and you really want to now switch and drive, like you're comfortable with your driving skills now, you've got the 18 months and you want to do cross-border, you can apply to us and we have that program to train you.
Right, okay.
So they basically would get, through our safety department development, you know, I notify them this driver's coming on board. Safety reviews the application and says, you know, yes or no. And if it's yes, then they are set up. Once they complete orientation, they have a training trip planned with an in-cab instructor. And they can be gone as long as it takes. Now, I'm not saying you're gone for a year. But you could be up to 2 weeks. It just depends on the individual, right? Like if you never driven cross-border before and you've gone on one run, but you're like, you know what, I think I might want to do it again. You know, we call those experienced driver finishing program. So they've got the experience as a driver, but they were just missing cross-border or Highway 17. So when they're out doing that training, I'm just going to give an example. If they were out for 5 days, and they come back, signed off on the training, they're then assigned their unit and planned. But if they left within a year, they would have to pay us back $200 per day that they were out on the training.
So it's like signing a contract.
So it's like they're a company employee. So you're not you're not a contract employee. You're a company employee. You get paid every Friday, direct deposit. We've never missed ever. And the contract is in place. So if you did leave within a year. And so that's why I was saying, like, right from the start, there's no stone left unturned. So they know what the process is. They know what's coming next. And we have generated really strong drivers offering that training as opposed to other transportation companies that you come in and say you don't have US and they plan you in the US and just here's paperwork you need. You have no idea what the process is like. What line do I get it? Like there's just so many different things, right? So we want to make sure that you're trained well and you're comfortable and you're good to go. So we're never going to throw somebody into something without, you know, getting the training. But everything starts right from the start. Like that's part of the recruitment process. You know, if I can contact your employers, speak to them and verify, and you've met all the skills, great. If there's some skills missing or I can't get a hold of the company, so you've sent me your driving logs as proof, then the safety department reviews. So everywhere there's kind of a touch, so we're all on the same page. And that's important to know for a driver that, like all the different departments we've got within this company, all tie in together to support them when they're here working.
So the big thing everybody asks when they come in is, I want to be incorporated. What's the Bison stance on incorporation of employee-based drivers? And this is not owner-operators.
No, it's illegal. If you are a company employee, you are paid by payroll. If you want to be paid on incorporation, you know, that means
you go buy a truck and become an owner-operator traditionally the way it's supposed to be done, right?
So, no, we do not onboard anybody that wants to be. And, you know, we do have owner-ops existing owner-ops who have multiple units.
Right, yeah.
Say they have 2 or 3 units. They have a driver, that's leaving.
Yep.
So there's a process that owner-op has to go through to get approval to onboard another driver.
Right.
And they also have to pay them through payroll.
Okay.
So, and we do audits regularly to make sure.
So your Bison's taking it out of the owner-operator statement and paying to whoever the driver is for that owner-operator?
No, the owner-op pays the driver.
Okay.
But the owner-op has to commit and be paying them through payroll.
Oh, through a payroll system.
Yeah, through a payroll system.
Okay.
And then, we do spot audits
Okay.
regularly to ensure that the owner-ops are paying their drivers
Right.
through payroll and not through the drivers and corporations.
So give me an idea of what happens. I've applied to you. You've gone through your checks as a recruiter, and now it looks like Am I showing up, doing an interview, and then going on a road test? Like, give me kind of the process for not the total onboarding. Like once we've hired you, and now there's 2 months training. But what's going to happen if I'm new? I've just applied here. I don't actually know what's going to go on. What's my process? Is it 2 weeks of you got to come in, do a road test? Then I know I used to have a panel. For me, it used to be they would interview with me, then I would take the paperwork to my manager, and they would say yes. Then they went through a panel interview with our safety department and all of that, and road tests, and it could be quite a long process.
It can be, but I think for us, because of our onboarding process, so you've just applied to one of my postings.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm looking at your file going, he's got the experience. Yep, I'm going to give you a call. So if I can't reach you on the phone, then I have a email that I send that's got a link to the position that you applied for, the pay package that goes with it.
Great.
If you like what you see from me, the application is attached with the instructions. So you can see it and apply within an hour if you want.
Yeah.
Once I get the application through, verify it's got what we're requiring. We do require 10 years of work history, but that can also be school. Okay. It can also be in another country. Yeah. So I know I get a lot of drivers that send it back with I've
lived in Canada a year, how do I get 10 years experience there?
So I'm like, well, no, it's okay. If you were in university back home, you worked somewhere else back home, just as long as it's 10 years. Right. So once I verify all of that, and I get everything from you, CVOR, abstract, license, all of that stuff. Then my next stage is I do employment verifications. Okay. So I verify what you've said to me, we verify. Actually, it's annoying, the number of well-known transportation companies that refuse to do employment verifications.
Why? I thought it's part of the verification process, but is it because people don't get their records?
No, they won't. I've asked, do you have Highway 7? Have they driven Highway 17? We're not telling you what roads we traveled. Oh, okay. Well, I've seen your trucks on 401. Yeah. Okay, but I'm just trying to verify. And the thing that boggles
they're worried that you're
going
to steal their freight? Is that what it is?
No, it could be. But the thing that boggles my mind a lot is it's not the company that driver is currently working for. It's maybe 2 companies before that.
Right, yeah.
So I'm not stealing them. Yeah. Right? And we're just wanting to verify. But there's a lot of them out there that refuse. So then if I have that situation after me 3 times trying to reach them, then I'm coming to you to say, okay, can you send me your logs from this date to this date, or your detailed pay statements that show where you've driven? Okay. Because from there, if you have driven Highway 17, we can see it. Yeah. And then safety reviews, make sure that is correct, everything lines up, and then I get the green light. So when I get the green light, then we book you in for your pre-onboarding. Okay.
So pre-onboarding, is that like the road test, a rough road test to see if you even know how to drive?
So what I always do is, because I put myself in your shoes, right? And I know waiting is horrible. Yes. So I also keep in touch with you through the process, so you know where I am. Right. In the process, and then I get the green light. I go, welcome, Bruce. Welcome to Bison. Nice. So then we book you in for your pre-onboarding.
So what's a general time frame for that? I know it's going to change based on people and the checks, but is it roughly going to take a week from the time that I kind of am okay to put in an application for you to when you say yes, if everything checks out properly, or 2 weeks or 3 weeks?
I've had them done in a day.
Oh, okay.
It really depends. So, we do 3 attempts for references.
Right.
But on day 1, I get your application. I'm telling you to already prepare it.
Right.
Your POE.
Okay.
So if I'm like, okay, I've done my second call, they're not answering. If you've got it, send it to me.
Right.
Then I try my 3rd attempt, and if I don't get them, then I already have your POE.
Yeah.
I then make sure everything is there that I know safety wants to see. And then boom, I submit your file. So basically 3 days.
Should be.
Day 1 is first attempt, day 2 second, day 3 third.
Yeah.
But if you've sent me your POE by like day 2, then hopefully day 3 you can get your everything together and get it submitted.
So what can a driver do then to make sure that that is not holding them up? You could leave an employer in a bad way. Mm-hmm. And they might not want to even say or help you get that next job, or maybe they won't give you. I know a lot of small probably didn't even think of exit reports or whatever you need. So what can a driver do to make sure you've got that information? Is it just having the logs? They're all digital logs now.
Yeah, and you know what? The number of drivers that I've encountered in the last year that have no idea that they're supposed to be keeping their logs.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of like, you think of it like your taxes. You're supposed to keep them for 7 years. Yeah. Like, you're supposed to keep your logs. Yeah. So, I mean, here, you can go in and download your logs all the time.
Right, yeah.
And you've got them there for you. Right. And that's the best thing to do, because then if anything happened down the road, let's say that company closes, because there's been a lot of closing, right? And you can't access the systems anymore because the business is all of a sudden shut overnight. Right. But you've already got your logs. Yeah. So that is the best thing for a driver to do, because to me as well, like as you mentioned a little bit ago, I've been doing this a long time. Yeah. So when I know you're prepared, if I say, okay, prepare your logs, I already have them. Yeah. I know that you are an organized person, and I can already kind of envision you in the truck. Yeah. And that you are going to be very appreciative of how we do things. Yeah. Because everything you want is going to be at your fingertips. Right. Like if you're heading back from Detroit and your windshield wipers are acting a bit wonky, you can send a satellite message through to the shop to say, my ETA back to Mississauga is 4. Yeah. I need to get my right wiper looked at. And that way when you come in, the shop's already aware. Wow. So you're not waiting around and spending... or if it's, you have breaks to be done, right? So it's already a scheduled maintenance. You can be checking on our system with the shop, and you can see exactly where your truck is in the repair stage. Wow. That way you can also plan your ETA. Oh wow, you're making it too simple. I remember my days of trucking. Trust me, you would either be waiting or you'd try to schedule it. I used to know my own mileage, so I could say, hey, I know it's due this Friday. Can you have it booked in? I'm telling dispatch when my truck, and I was an employee driver, but here's when my truck is going to be available and when I'm going to be behind. Yeah. So we, as I said, that's the one thing that I like of here, what we do. We try to make it as seamless as possible for the drivers, because you're out on the road alone. Yeah. Right? I mean, I know me, I have a problem. I'm going out there. Who can help me? Yeah. Who can answer this question? You know what I mean? So knowing you've got all that below you, and it only takes one event where, oh, that worked. Yeah. To see that we're not just talk. Right. Like, we follow up. Like, I do not believe in buttering somebody up to get them in the door. Like, what does that do for me? Yeah, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything for you either. Yeah. So when you're verifying all of these records, are you guys using a third? You don't have to name the party, but are you using a third-party system? Like, I hear of all these electronic checks, because we can't always believe what the driver brings in, even though we want to. You know. Yeah. So how are you guys using? Are you like, who's bringing in the stuff for you to check? Is it the driver? Yeah. So like when I do employment verifications, I'm calling that company. Right. Or if I have the email, it's usually dispatch or safety. Right. So those are the departments we contact. And then when I'm asking you for, your logs, it's not a handwritten piece of paper.
Right.
Right? It's either the downloaded logs, which we all know what those look like, or your pay statements, which also show where you drove to. They're just a different looking log.
Right. Yeah.
But the pay statement will be from like the 1st to the 15th or the 16th to the 30th.
Sure.
So that is what we look at.
Right.
If it's a handwritten, did you do that in art class? Like, we can't verify.
We did call them comic books in the day.
Like, we can't really verify that,
right?
Because it looks like you just wrote that up to give to me, right? There's no verification. So, even like CVOR abstract, those will back up employment,
right?
Because if they've been pulled into 6 different inspections, no issues, all 6, but each one says the company that they were hauling for, so we can verify that way as well.
Okay.
It's not, we're just going to take this because it's on a CVOR. We still have to review or get it confirmed by the company. But unfortunately there are a lot of companies out there that just don't want to do that, and I just don't understand that.
Wasn't that a good interview with Erin? We'll talk about that in a minute, but let me tell you a little bit about Ontario Truck Driving School. If you want proper training so that you can get into a fleet like Bison Transport, Ontario Truck Driving School should be on your radar. 9 locations throughout the province of Ontario, and they've got all kinds of equipment, from heavy equipment to truck driving to bus, limo, and more. So whatever you're trying to drive, Ontario Truck Driving School can teach you how to drive it. They've been around since 1978. I mean, they were probably driving 55 Chevys back. No, they started in 78. Come on, Bruce, wake up. Anyway, remember when there was trucks? Yeah, that's right. That's Ontario Truck Driving School for you. Go to otds.com. I know you're going to love them, and I've worked with them for decades now. Wow. Do I seem old? And you can certainly find out about their programming at otds.com. So go check them out for sure. I absolutely love talking with Erin. They've been such a great supporter of our show and sponsor of the podcast. And you know what? They do things right. And I've talked to many of their team about it. So I know that you're going to enjoy talking to their team about it. So let's find out. So you know what? Go check them out at bisondriving.com. If you need to talk to the Shermanator directly, you can call the Mississauga terminal. Just ask for Erin Sherman, and you're gonna be happy there. They've got, and the way I've always thought the way they recruit things is different to how many people. I mean, there's always open board and dedicated runs and private fleet. All that kind of stuff has always been kind of around. But the way they do it is by run and by and what fits for you. Like, there's no sense going on the highway for 14 days if you want to be home every night, right? So at least they're going to tell you the way it is, so that you're not sitting there going, what's going on later on, and you're not. You heard Erin talking about that they're following up with you. They're making sure this is the right fit. It's not just hire and we got another one. She does. I was in her office, folks. There's no giant when you mark off. I'll leave that alone. When you mark off stuff, she doesn't have that on her wall. She wants you to be happy and here for the long term. She's not trying to just get numbers, which is why you want to work for them. All right, so bisondriving.com is where you can check them out. And let me tell you about somebody else that can really help you. If you are in workplace safety and you want to be working with a company like Bison, you probably need to get drug and alcohol tested, and maybe you need some more information for your workplace, or maybe you're a driver and want to know what drug and alcohol testing is all about, then DriverCheck is where you should go. DriverCheck.ca, great supporter of the show, and they got they're the leader when it comes to drug and alcohol testing in the trucking industry. So check them out. Make sure that you've got a profile, whatever you need. I don't even know all that stuff because I'm not into drug and alcohol testing, but they are. And that's why they're the professionals. All right, so check them out at drivercheck.ca. Check out Bison Transport at bisondriving.com, or as Erin said, bisontransport.com as well. They do have a USA division if you want to check out bisontransportusa.com as well. If you're in the States and you're looking to get on with the team. I've been working with the team with Bison for a long, long time, my friends. And I've known various people in different parts of the organization, and I can say they're a quality team to work with. So I know you're going to be happy there. All right, my friends, I got to go. Hey, you know what? If you want to make sure that you're getting all the right information from our shows, then subscribe to the podcast wherever you're finding us, whether it be on your YouTube channel, on your socials, on your podcast player of choice, wherever that is. Make sure you check out the Lead Pedal Podcast. All right, talk to you later. Be good out there. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be safe.
This has been another episode of the Lead Pedal Podcast. For more information or to subscribe to the podcast, visit theleadpedalpodcast.com and be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook and Twitter.